Hi, I'm Ross Trachtenberg with Figure It Out Baseball. I'm the recruiting coordinator at Westchester University in Pennsylvania, and I'm looking to share some insight with you about the recruiting process. In this video, I want to really focus on how to go about communicating with college coaches, sharing my perspective on this, and some of the really positive ways that high school prospects and transfer students have all communicated with me in the past. Email is generally going to be the primary way to really do that introduction. We've covered in previous videos how to create the profile, how to put together a video. Once you kind of have that information or some of that information in place, it's great to shoot that initial email out to the coaching staff. If the program does have a recruiting coordinator listed on their website, that can be the kind of first person that you email. You can go ahead and include the head coach in there as well if you prefer. Being aware a little bit of recruiting standards and kind of the rules that we have to follow is important. So for Division II, so at Westchester, June 15th after your after your sophomore year is when we can essentially communicate with you. For Division I, it's September 1st. Going into your junior year is when communication can kind of start there. Division III, there's no standards, and junior college and NAI, there's no standards. So that means that if a freshman sends me an email, I can take note of it, I can put it in our database, but I cannot respond with anything except for here's our camp information. Just keep note of that. You're not really in jeopardy of having any type of violation by sending an email too early, but just recognize there are some standards in there, and those are the dates at present in beginning of 2019, and they can certainly change with time. With your email, I think what's important is you're going to have your standard information you're sharing from your profile. You're going to have your standard video. But I think what's really important, the most important step is really to try and personalize each email to each coach. Your college list shouldn't be so long that you just want to send a blanket email out to 50 coaches. It should be short enough that you do have a connection and a sincere interest in each program, and you want to display that in the form of the email. So you can use things like the academic program. It seems like the right size school, distance from home. You can use connections, so I know so-and-so on your team, or I know the conference because there's players from my high school that play in that conference. You can look at the coaching staff's bios, see what connections you may be able to draw there. Kind of use these different ways to make a connection. If you send a very standard blanket email to a coach, you're probably going to get a very blanket standard email response, if any. So again, make sure you're taking the time to personalize this. On the flip side, you want to be treated as an individual. You want to be treated as a special recruit. So start off this communication by essentially doing that on your end. In terms of responses from coaches from this initial email, certainly coaches can get right back to you very quickly. Sometimes it can take a week or even several weeks, just depending on the time of year, and there can be no response. If there's no response, then you can take that as the school's not interested, or that they're just really busy. And as college recruiters, we get a lot of emails. So it's okay to send a follow-up email after a week or two, just to remind them that you are interested in their program. If you don't get response maybe from that second one, then maybe that's an indication of the interest level from the college. This is recruiting process is definitely a two-way street, and I think establishing open lines of communication are really important early on. I hope this video has kind of opened some doors to you about how you might go about the initial contact with the college program, and giving you some direction of how to really initiate contact. The next series of videos are really going to handle which events are worthwhile to attend, how to decide kind of where to spend your money and your time, and also how to communicate with coaches that you'll be at these events. Again, I'm Ross Trachtenberg with Figure It Out Baseball, and I look forward to sharing more with you.